So leading things off will be Bob Amsberry, our head women's basketball coach.
Thanks for being here. We're really excited about this group. This is the first off season I've had in a while where we had a lot of question marks going in, but I think this team is doing a good job of learning and developing, and we've got a lot of new faces that will be in the mix. We return two players that were really key down the stretch for us last year and certainly played an important part of our success over the last couple years. Emma Gertis returns as an honorable mention all-conference player. And then Adrian Butker, who was a backup post player for us last year. Those two played in some really big games, and we'll rely on them to help lead this young group. We had a couple other players that returned that got their feet wet last year as freshmen in Caitlin Valesky and Allie Conrad, and those two are both in our rotation a little bit, and we'll certainly need more production from them, but we're confident that they've come back better. We've got some other returners that were along for the ride a little bit last year, but are ready to take the next step and move into new roles. Juniors Alicia Kimball and Katie Lindemann. Katie has battled injuries the first couple years of her career, and we're happy that she's healthy for us, and I think both of them will play roles for us. Sophomore Sarah Morkel, who played JV last year, will probably share the point guard duties with a freshman, Hannah Anderson. Those two are coming along quickly and learning, and we're pretty confident in both of them right now. And then we have three transfers that are going to help us. They're all good enough to play for us. Amanda Brainerd and Peyton Draper are both 6'1", give us some size, some versatility. They can both play the 3, 4, or 5 spots for us, which is exciting to have that kind of size and versatility in those two. And then Tori Hazard is a transfer. She prepped at Janesville. She's somebody that we recruited hard out of high school, and she bounced back for us. We're really excited about her. She's one of the best athletes that we've had here in a long time, and at 5'10", she gives us some versatility, and we expect big things from her as well. Our non-conference schedule is really good again. Several top 25 teams on our schedule, and we do that on purpose. We think that that's going to prepare us for a really good league. Several of those teams that we play were in the NCAA tournament and won NCAA tournament games, so we're excited about that. And then I think our league is really interesting. There's if you look at the players that graduated out of our league, it's some of the best that I've seen here. So I think in some senses the league's wide open. I don't think there's really a clear-cut favorite, but I think we have the potential to compete for a league title, and that's our goal. But it won't be as easy as it was last year. I can guarantee you that. I think, we've still got to grow and come together and figure out how we fit. But I really like this team. I like where we're going. We have a lot of talent, and it's just a matter now of figuring out exactly kind of what our best recipe is with these guys. So, what questions do you have?
Bob, where do you see Katie Lindemann's role this year?
It's interesting. She battled injuries her first 2 years and didn't get as much time as we wanted to in her first 2 years, so she's learning still. I think she's going to be in the mix somewhere. It's just a matter of trying to figure out how that fits.
I realize polls are based mainly on what you did a year ago, especially the preseason polls, but I thought it's interesting that you're ranked in the preseason poll, but yet picked to win or picked second in the conference.
Yeah, I take the same take on that as I always have. The polls don't really mean anything. We don't really look at them. I do think it's based on a little bit of what we did last year, but I think we of all people know that polls don't matter. In 16, we were unranked and went to the Final Four. It just doesn't matter. We're just focused on getting better every day and taking the same approach that we have over the last several years, and I think that this team can be good someday. But it's going to be a process to get there.
And speaking of that run of the Final Four, that experience that you gained a year ago for the underclassmen, how valuable is that heading into this year?
Oh, it's great. I think they saw what it means to play at a really, really high level. And a lot of them weren't playing, but they were there and they experienced it. Emma and Ade both were key in that run and played big minutes and played big roles, and we'll rely on them to lead us and kind of show the rest of them the way. But to be there and to see it and to see what it takes, and I think our group understands that our culture is as important as anything, and so that's our number one goal, is to have great culture, and this group's bought into that and know how important it is, and so we want to be back there. We certainly want to be back there, but it's we're a long way from that.
Is the chemistry and the culture kind of the biggest challenge that this team faces? I mean, it sounds like you've got everything you need on the floor.
Always. I think it doesn't matter who returns or doesn't return. That's always our number one, and we're committed to that, and our returners know how important that is. And but I think that it's something you got to pay attention to every single day. It's fragile, and we know that, so we're committed to that, and that's our biggest goal, is to have great culture. And if we can do that, I think we're going to have a really good year.
Division III had a rule change with the updated start time this year. How has that kind of affected maybe or made a more accelerated timeline in your preseason?
I don't think it's really affected us. This is the first year in a long time we've had everybody that I think will be in our rotation step onto the practice floor this early. So, it was challenging the last few years with Aaron and Morgan coming late from fall sports, and we don't have that this year. So I think that's helping us maybe move a little bit quicker. Our kids are ready to play. They're excited about playing. I think they're probably more excited about games right now than I am. I know we have a ways to go before we're ready to play, but we did scrimmage last night, and we have another one coming up on Sunday, and those are learning opportunities. And, to be able to get competition, outside competition on film and learn from that, we're looking forward to this next film session, and I think we'll learn a lot from that.